Heyo everyone, Zane here. I'll be showing you how I made my own silicone mold for my blank chibi. This is the master model I'll be using to make my two-part silicone mold. I sculpted this using polymer clay. When I tested this process, I learned how difficult it was to take the hot melt glue off the acrylic base and walls. The cleanup took me hours. And that's why I applied masking tape on the area where I glued the acrylic walls this time. I used a non-drying clay to create the mask on the lower half of the body. I also used acrylic plates for the walls and I prepped them the same way I did with the base. I used this two-part RTV liquid silicone to make the mold. Please wear gloves when handling silicone. I learned the hard way when I did the mold making test before. It was so messy when I got silicone on my hands. My hands felt so weird for like a whole day even after I cleaned it off because I had to use 99% alcohol to get rid of it. This first half of the mold ended up having a semi-sticky surface. I considered redoing it at first, but I thought I'll just see if it's needed after I add the second half of the mold. Cleaning these edges is not necessary, but I like to keep it neat. After cleaning up the mold, it's time for the second pouring. The prep and process are pretty much the same. I can just use the same taped up acrylic plates again. Oh, and by the way, I used an online calculator to calculate the amount of silicone needed. I will link it in the description. Once it was cured, it's time for the big reveal. But first, another cleanup session. The issue about the first half of the mold was gone after the second half was added. I'm actually so glad I didn't need to redo it because the silicone material isn't that cheap, you know? And of course, before I got to celebrate, I had to test it out first. I used polymer clay and filled both halves with it. Then I applied liquid polymer clay on the surface of each one and sandwiched them together. I had to fix some minor issues afterwards, but the resulting cast looks really great. I ended up not using the arm molds because it didn't really fit the body. I think I got too excited to make the mold that I forgot to test the master model for the arms with the body. But it was a success. I now have my own blank chibi body mold. Yay! This one is the master model, and this one is the resulting cast from the mold. You can see there's a slight difference in size. The resulting cast is a bit bigger than the master model, but it retained the overall shape and silhouette that I was going for, so that's good. You can also see that I already fixed some issues I had when I inserted some support wires in the feet and neck areas. I also post this body too, and it held up pretty well, so the mold making project was indeed a success. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and stay crafty. Bye!